Hi guys, this is SAMANTA. Welcome to my channel SAMANTA Learning. If you want to check entire playlist of AWS, please click on above where I attach the entire playlist. So in our previous lecture, we saw how we can create user, how we can create group, how we can attach policies. But let's say you want to revoke some policies. Let's say one user who is resigning your organization and you want to revoke some permissions for that user, or you want to change some permission for that user. Let's say he got promotion from tester to developer, so you want to change the permission. How do we do that, and how will be the effect? We'll see that in our this lecture. So let's log into AWS. First, log in with our root account. How will you understand this is root account? Because here, if you click, is not at the rate, or because it's only so many. This means is on a root account, as I already told you in our previous lecture. Let's go to IAM. We already created a group. Developer already created the username. User are Raj. So what permission this user has? Administration access. Let's log in with this user in our incognito, and I'll directly show you. Sorry, you guys. And I will directly show you how changing permission will affect. So we have given user the permission to administration access of IAM, right? Means in IAM console, user can go see the user, see the group, create other user, and everything. Like if we click on group, you can see. If you click on user, you can see his name on user. If you click on add user, you can add. Means he have full permission. Now let's see what happens when we revoke that permission from this user. Now user is getting permission from his group, as we give permission to that group and user inheriting it, right? So let's revoke that from that group itself, and clicking on detach policy, and detach means this group no longer have IAM administration access, so user can't inherit any permission from this group. So if I again refresh, you can see you need permission, and this error message means user don't have permission. So that's what happens when you revoke user the permission he has. Now let's go and to our user and give add permission. Let's as we already discussed, you can attach existing policies directly or from group. Let's say you want to give only read-only policy to this user only, but you don't want other user of that group, let's say in your organization, to have read-only policy. They have some different policy. So for that, what you need to do, you give existing policies directly to that group user, and you remove that user from this group. Here, as this group no longer have any permission, so I can directly attach policies to this user. So let's give IAM. Let's see, IAM. Okay, let's give IAM read only permission. What does it mean? Means you are a let's say tester, and you only have read only permission. Means in IAM console you can only see how many users are there, their name, how many groups are there, their name, and other services, but you can't change anything. That permission I am assigning to this user. Let's add this permission, and you can see read only permission activated. Now if you reload this, you can see the Raj, you can see the groups. But if you want to add new user, let's say Ram, and let's say you want to give some permission to Ram, and you want to add it, and let's say you want to add developer, let's say something test testing, and then let's review, and then create user. See, you are unable to create user because you don't have the permission to make any changes, because you can only see what permission, what users are having, are there, what groups are there, because you have only read only permission. Now let's say you again give this group administration access. So let's say administration access. So what happens? User not only have read-only permission, user now have administration access inherited from this group. So user can now add any user, any group, anything. You can you can check that on your own. As I already showed you how to create user, I'm not showing that, but you definitely test on your own. Now, I can remove this I am read only policies because it's no longer needed, right? User already have administration means user can read, user can write, user can do anything. Now, detach this policy. Let's go to administration, access this policy itself. So, if you go to this, you can see the services which you can have full access and which resources you have full access. You can see all the services, all the resources have full access. That's what administration access means. And what is the code for doing this? Because let's say you are is already this is inherent, this is added in AWS, but let's say you want to create one policy like we showed in previous video, and I'll show you again. But you are not going to use visual editor, means you are not going to give this many services one by one, take one by one and give full access, right? You just write one simple code, JSON code, and that will give all access to all resources and all permission. What is this code? This one. This is very simple, guys. This is effect allow, means you are allowing for action star means everything, whatever you are doing. If it is means everything, let's say star means in your room how many people are there. If I put star means every people I am selecting, and resources star means for every resources, for every action, or I can say for every resources, for any action, everything is allowed, and that is for administration access. Let's say go to policies. Let's search one policy. I am what I just showed you, read only, right? What is the policy? Only one service is allowed, that is read. What is the JSON command? Effect allow for getting generating credential report, means you can generate credential report, you can get that credential, but you can't change that. You can get the list of user, you can get the user details, like that you can get it, but you can't change it. That's why this only resources are allowed, but resources this only actions are allowed, but resources 6 star means for any resource you can do this, means for user or for groups, everything you can do this, but you can only read it. That's it. And if you go to policies, and if you want to create new policies like I do in my organization, you can either use visual editor or you use JSON. Means in Windows, if you are working, you can either create a folder by right clicking, right, or you can go to command prompt and you can do the same task. Like that only you can use visual editor or you can use JSON. Sometimes JSON is very useful for big tasks, or sometimes visual editor is very useful for small one easy task, means giving one permission to one user. There you just use visual editor. You don't need that this many writing code. But you just now saw for allowing everything and every user, that is JSON command is very useful for that. And here if you click on services, there's multiple n number of services. If you click anything, account, you click action or you give list like that, then resources request condition like that, you can create your own policy according to your need, and that policy can be given to user or that policy can be given to groups, and every member of that group will inherit that policy. Like that, in big organization, policy given is works. So if you understood this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you like my content, please subscribe. And if there's any confusion, you can comment, and I will gladly reply. And thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you on next lecture. Thank you, guys.